So did Shedeur Sanders just step back into high school? Is it high school all over again for him? I think of the Mean Girls and all of the popular teen movies that are out there, and it just reminds me of this situation that he just experienced in the NFL draft, of how all of these GMs and coaches just seemingly colluded together and decided not to draft this guy. My name is Brandon Fogel. This is Evolution. Let's dive into this odd topic. This is the only way that I can make sense of it, because Shedeur Sanders has so much potential. I mean, you are the son of arguably one of the greatest athletes to have ever lived, Deion Sanders. Let's not forget that. I think of the best athletes ever. You go to Bo Jackson or you go to Deion Sanders, who both of these guys played in 2 professional sports and were amazing at both. Deion Sanders, he is NFL royalty. So you would think that Shedeur has everything on his side coming into the NFL. The only thing that tripped him up, what I would say, the blessing and the curse, which is his father. His father talks. His father says a lot of things, and he put a lot of the NFL aficionados in a terrible position, because he said, we are coming to the NFL. My son's coming into the NFL on our terms. I also think of steaming Willie Beeman off of Any Given Sunday. And I think a lot of coaches out there look at Shedeur in this same way, that you're a quarterback. You're not a cornerback or a receiver. You're a gosh dang quarterback. You know, Al Pacino, Any Given Sunday. He wants to go the safe route and play with the guy, the true, tried and true white quarterback. You know, I mean, there's that going on in that movie. I don't think it's going on in this drama that we experienced. I don't think there is a racial undertone. I think it was just, this guy is coming to our high school, and the popular kids, which are the GMs and NFL coaches in the NFL, and they just got together and they're looking over at, what's everyone else doing? What's everyone else doing? Am I going to put myself out on the line and take a chance? Because in their world, it is one season and done. They don't have enough. They're given a contract, but it's not really a safe contract to just stake your life on. They're playing almost game by game for their NFL career, and season by season for their NFL career. So they don't want to take a chance. So they're playing the safe route. They're looking at what's the most popular person doing. And if they're passing on them, if they're turning up their nose on Shedeur, all right, we'll do it the same way. I know there are more things in place in the NFL draft, because people do like they say one thing and they mean another, so that they can really trick and they can really sneak up and grab someone. But there was something else going on here. In this NFL draft, it was something beyond any other draft we've ever experienced. Nothing like this has happened, where you get to Saturday and it's still interesting. People pretty much tune out after the first night. This one goes into Saturday, and people are like, what's going on with your boy Shedeur? What's happening? Why is he not selected yet? And then it brings all of this heat and just light and intensity on, is the NFL doing something? What's going on? And I do see that NFL teams, they do go lockstep, you know? All these people that are underneath the owner, they're playing. It's a job. It's a job for them. It's a business. And it is a business. It has to be a business, because for them, they're not guaranteed to come back the next week or the next year or anything like that. They have to play it game by game, and they have to perform, and they want to control as much as they can. They don't want to stake their NFL coaching life or GM life on this lightning rod, which is Shedeur Sanders, because he is a lightning rod. And a lot of people that are lightning rods and are so polarizing, usually it doesn't come from within them. It comes from the outside. People just throw their eyes and their attention on someone for some reason, and we put them in our own narrative, our own story. And you could say I'm kind of doing that when I see this, because I see this as, you walk into high school. I don't know how old you are right now. You might still be in high school, but like, everybody for the most part knows what it was like to be in high school, and you wanted to fit in. You wanted to not go against the grain. You wanted to play it safe in a lot of ways. And then you find that cool teacher that can give you some wisdom and help you how to cope through what you're going through. And who is that in this whole fiasco that's happened with Shedeur Sanders? I wanted to think that it was the Browns owner. I was like, he's got to be that cool teacher. I'm starting to think that the Browns owner might be Regina George. He might be Regina George, who is the really popular one that's got some, maybe a little bit, because he passed up on him just as much as every other NFL team. So how this all plays out, because I cannot see Shedeur going to the Browns and that becoming a historic franchise. I cannot see it. But then I'm also a fan of the Chiefs, and how quickly we forget that the Chiefs, for the longest time until Patrick Mahomes came, how many times we had our hearts broken in the playoffs, year after year. I mean, decades. But eventually we found our diamond in the rough or whatever it is. Rough. And I did not see Patrick Mahomes coming whatsoever. This Shedeur Sanders has so many different angles to it. What's going to happen with him? Because he is going to be the talk more into the offseason and as we get to training camp and as we get to the preseason games. Can he actually... He wasn't even the first quarterback drafted on the team that selected him, which is just crazy. Why they reached out and got him. The Browns owner, he was just probably just not even watching the draft. He didn't even know what was going on. He's like, what the? Shedeur's put it into this stupidity. This is stupid. I think all the owners just got together and they went out and had some beers or something, and they weren't even watching the draft. Because owners, maybe that's the reason they're not the ones that are making the choices like on what's actually happening down below, because they will do something just crazy and outlandish. That's why you always see Jerry Jones. People want to say, man, stay out of it. The owner doesn't need to be saying something. And also, the Jaguars owner who went out and reached out and grabbed Tim Tebow and brought him in. You could have said it was just a stunt to see him come in and be in a tight end, which was, I don't think he should have done that at all. Tim Tebow should have came back as a quarterback. He should have came back as a quarterback. I have to throw that out there. But it was the owner who said, bring him back. Let me try it out. And then it was not working, and they had to cut ties. But these owners, they are cowboys. They are wild west guys. But sometimes they go to the saloon and they just hang out and they drink beers and they don't even watch what's going on until someone just says, "Hey, do you know what's going on down in the holla? Down in the holla, go get him. Go get him. Go get him." And he did. And he said he got up from his table. He went and he said, snatch that boy. Snatch him. I cannot even believe he is still out there. This is insane. This is insanity. And he put it into it. But I cannot see him as the cool teacher that's going to impart wisdom to Shedeur. I can only see him as that popular girl because that is going to almost somehow pull everything out from under him, because he can only take him so far. He's not going to be the one that's going to be throwing him in the game and calling the plays. It's going to be those other popular kids that are down below that are the coaches and all that. Shedeur's got to go out there. He's got to perform. He's got to make it known why he should be there in the first place. But he has got some incredible genes just being born from Deion Sanders. So if Andy Reid had not already the quarterback of his dreams, Patrick Mahomes, he would have grabbed him. There's not a question in my mind. He would have grabbed Shedeur. Because Andy Reid, he knows I can take the best talent and I can make him the best product available. And he took Patrick Mahomes and did that. He saw that he saw what nobody else saw. But now he's going to the Browns, and it's like the Browns, I cannot see that becoming Hollywood. So Shedeur is going to go in there, put in his time, and I think he will have to mature. He's going to have to mature, and this is going to be a humbling exercise for him, no question. But I think he's going to come away much stronger from it than if he would have been a top 5 pick. If he would have just been a top 5 pick, everything would have been reaffirmed in his mind that he can he can decide where I want to go. I can determine my terms and say every team. It would have been Eli Manning, but another version of it. But he didn't, and he didn't get picked in the top 10. He didn't get picked in the first, second, third, fourth round. He went to the 5th. He fell extremely far. So this is the beginning of this saga that is going to be Shedeur Sanders, because he is a lightning rod, and he's going to bring attention where he goes. And I believe he will be great in the NFL. And probably not the very first couple years. He's going to put in his time, and I think maybe all the other teams are like, man, that was stupid of them, because we're going to get him on the better end, because he's going to have to just get beat the heck up where he goes right now. And he's just going to basically spend a time to mature, and he's going to use that as time to mature. So the team that gets him after that is going to be the real lucky one, because I cannot see him just turning around that franchise. I cannot see it. All right, we'll leave it at that. If you've liked this video, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to this channel. I do this every day, 7 a.m. Central Time, Kansas City time. So have a good one. See y'all.